welcome back. Today is a show and tell what we made. This is an envelope stack. There's quite a lot of YouTube videos. Some call it a friendship stack, friendship envelope stack, something like that. So definitely not my idea. This is for a local swap Facebook group that I belong to. So this is still on its way to another recipient. So it's tied up with what is this? Seam binding, bias binding. And it's 5 envelopes, all stacked, one on top of each other, and then it filled with things. So as you flip, more and more gets revealed, but as a whole, you also get a picture. The envelopes are all made from scrapbook paper, and I made them on my envelope punch board. The biggest one is 23, somewhere there, by 16 centimeter, and then they stagger upwards. So lots of detail, lots of embellishments and bling and all sorts of things, but we'll go through that. I'm going to lift it up as we go. That's a recipient, Dalian. When you start off, they are flat, but these are filled, so you will also see what I filled them with. They get chunky little monkeys, so I've used some pins, and then you'll see once the peg's off, they start sort of gaping a bit, but it's not too bad. So this first one's got a little Velcro. There's a sticker, and then I put most of the things that I've put inside in little glassine bags. This is postage stamps, so that you can get them out easily, because I think by the time you start digging in the envelopes, you may actually damage them. And then this top envelope is stuck down to the flap of the next, so when you flip open, the whole thing goes away. Let me zoom out a bit. So something to keep in mind when you are staggering. My things are all at angles, but nothing must be preventing that from flipping. So for example, there was something sticking out like that flip wouldn't be able to happen. So that's the only real thing to watch out for. And also, whatever you layer in your envelopes, the bits that peek out must be enough to know what it is, and also be cohesive. So you'll see, and for example, the pom-pom trim on this one, whichever way you see it, it looks fine. This was a single-sided paper, so I waxed it, moussed it, something like that. This is again die cuts, labels, that sort of thing, again in the little glassine bag. I lined this with a sticker background sheet because it was a single-sided paper. These papers weren't from a specific range. I just chose color coordinating things. And then there's laces, there's trims. The only thing that repeats throughout are these little cards from Heidi Swaab. There's a little paper clip with a handbag dangle, enamel handbag dangle. So there we go. So there you start seeing the papers layering up, so they must match. So I'd say the biggest tip is to be placing, flipping, looking, because something that you think you see on one dimension, you actually see. Even this background you now see with these fronts. So it's just to see front and back and inside, outside, and how they all read together. So that's the biggest thing. This has tags, a whole bag of tags. And then lots of bulk actually. So those are pins, there's some buttons, this is an acetate, some lace, fishnet trim, yeah. This is an embellishment that I embossed. Here again, you're seeing the lace from the back, and this is the bow, but the bow was just white at the back, so that was okay to see from the other side. What you go into now, for example, this embellishment, you're now going to see the back half of, so I lined it with scrapbook paper, and then the acetate is fine because it's see-through. So again, these are doilies, vintage doilies, and there you're starting to see the little dangles and things. I also liked overlaying these cards over the mouth of the envelope to break up that it's not all very linear when you flipping through, and like that, the little paper clips is what I'm giving. There's a stencil in this one and stickers, a bag of stickers, and these little dollies. They are single-sided, so you'll see I lined the arms with flowers so that when you flip them over, it's just like a floral explosion, because otherwise it would have been a very odd arm just dangling here that makes no visual sense. So it's just to check what's making sense and what's not. This has got a ruched lace at the bottom and a lacy flower. Some of the elements repeat some of the colors. So there's butterflies, I think, mostly. There's florals. This doily element repeats quite a bit, and lots of little blingy detail, rhinestones and things. This I lined the whole one with lace, so this whole peachy is covered in lace. And then here is 15 by 15 sheets of paper and like background papers and things. There's a pocket here at the bottom with tags that are removable. Again, lots of bling, lots of dangles. This is a pom-pom dangle. I discussed making the pom-pom dangles in one of my December dailies. I will link to that. The tassel. And then the back is completely plain. What I have seen is people put beads there, like a wood bead, as a foot. So the whole thing sits on a little foot. So I may or may not do that. Some of the envelopes I left blank at the top, the little bit that's showing. This one, because it was quite a broad one, I did the bunting. So those are nice little things to add. Any laces and trims do very well on the foldy edges because they are more forgiving for the next envelope to fold over them. So there you go, lots of layers, one over the other, lots of things that peek out. There's nothing too interactive on this, and then the colors and things repeat throughout. And then this one is the one that doesn't sit quite flat, so I'm doing that with the little embellished clip. And that is the envelope stack for the swap. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.